Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We've got an MLM on deck that I have not talked about on my channel before.
Oh my god, how exciting!
And that is Hugh and Grace. Apparently they are some kind of all-natural skincare, health and wellness brand, but also they're an MLM, which is a multi-level marketing company, also known as a network marketing company. Some people even refer to them as a pyramid scheme because of their recruitment-like business model, which is apparently how Hugh and Grace is run. Now, like I said, I've never covered them on my channel before, so I'm not very familiar with them. So I figured this opportunity call that I was sent should do the trick and give us a good intro to the product, the opportunity, the people, the team. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We're gonna get right the fuck into it, but first, we need the disclaimer.
The flow so dope, need a no guard. In the road, give me ease, I'm a coast to the coast guard. Wanna see my whole car. Used to roll on the slow like the boy from the Lone Star. Still here, I ain't gone far. Keep it cool in the mood, gotta match my tint. Dark in the cup,
Welcome, you guys. I am so happy you are here. This is like our favorite part of the month is when we talk about this business opportunity because it just means the world to us. I'm going to briefly just tell a little bit about my story and why I joined here. I'm going to be quick and fast, a little bit about this company because some of you might be like, what is this even? And then I'm going to be interviewing Meg and Mindy, asking them some questions. So we'll dive into at the end how to earn, just some specific things about the business. But I promise you, we are going to be quick and brief, and I am fast
Aren't those all the same thing?
and all the things. So I joined here it's been just over a year ago. I went through a breast cancer diagnosis in 2021, and one of the biggest changes that I made was A, what I was consuming, what I was eating, and B, what I was putting on my body.
Oh, we're starting with that right off the bat. I hate when MLMs utilize a sad scenario or an intense experience that they have gone through when they found the MLM and it saved them or the product saved them or whatever to reel people in. I think it's disgusting. I hate that she had to go through that. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. It's a very scary situation. However, utilizing it to pull people into your MLM and listen to you ramble about how the MLM products changed your life and saved you is gross. It's disgusting. There's an ulterior motive there, and that ulterior motive is dollar signs, in my opinion, of course.
And I learned so much about endocrine disrupting chemicals and what they do to our bodies and how they wreak havoc and can actually cause disease.
I can't stand when people who are not medically qualified get on their fake pedestal and start to talk about the medical field, in this case, the endocrine system, and they really have no idea what all goes into that. The endocrine system is one of the most complicated in our body. If you're not familiar with me or my channel, I am a certified medical assistant, and it just so happens that I worked at an endocrinologist's office for about 1.5 to 2 years. So I know how complicated the endocrine system is. And I also really found an interest in it and I have studied it. I'm not anybody that will sit here and say,
I found products that will counteract bad things within our endocrine system,
or
these products are disrupting our endocrine system.
you have no idea what you're talking about unless you are an endocrinologist, unless you went to school for this, unless you have been tested on the knowledge you need to let people know what is good and what is bad for their endocrine system and what happens when they utilize products. You are not the person to do that. If you are just somebody who paid to join an MLM, a business opportunity, if you will.
So I got really clear on all of that and learned everything I could. And then all of a sudden I stumbled upon this company and I was like, wait, what is this? It was like, just spoke to my heart.
Show of hands, do we think that 1 year of shilling all natural health and wellness product gives you the right to recruit other people to do the same with no knowledge whatsoever behind how the endocrine system works or no formal education? Do we think that's okay?
It's a no for me.
It was like everything to me. It's all products that you either put on your skin, cleaning products, or consumables that are hormone safe and even protective. And I was like all in. So I've been here for a year. I haven't looked back. It was the best decision I've ever made. And really quickly, one of the things that all of us here love so much about this company is what it represents. Like their core values, Hugh and Grace is the name of it. And really quickly, backstory, Hugh and Grace was started 4 years ago. This month is our 4-year anniversary, but it started really, the thought of it started about 14 years ago when Ben and Sarah, the CEOs of the company, had infertility issues for years. And they realized it was all the endocrine disrupting chemicals all around them. And they ended up having Hugh, their son, and Grace, their daughter, through surrogacy, which is such an incredible story. And Hugh represents heart, mind, and spirit, and Grace represents goodness, generosity, and love. And that's truly what this company is all about. And I think you're going to learn more about that as we talk to Meg and Mindy. And I want to ask you girls, let's just see, like, what made you decide to say yes to Hugh and Grace? Mindy, you want to start?
Sure. So I've actually been in the industry for about 15 years. But I would say 3 years into starting this as my career, being in this industry, I started noticing some things being off with my daughter, Lily. She started to be kind of going into her own world. The words that she had, she kind of just went silent, to be honest. It was like over a period of 4 months. Anyways, we finally got the diagnosis. I took her to the doctor and she was diagnosed with autism. So that moment literally changed the course of my entire life. I dove deep into research, and what I had found is that you really, like, environmental toxins play a huge role into what's going on with my daughter. Like the things that, literally after I changed her diet and removed some things from our house, like the cleaning products I was using, the laundry, like I didn't even know any of this, guys. And it was like an overnight change in my life where I got rid of all those things, changed her diet. And we were told that she would never speak at that appointment when she was diagnosed. And within 2 weeks of changing those things in our environment and in her diet, she got her words that she once had, she got them back.
So far, this has absolutely nothing to do with the product that they are trying to recruit people to sell. Absolutely nothing. Aside from it supposedly being all natural and whatnot, it has nothing to do with the company that they are trying to recruit people to. What I see happening right here is what I discussed in a recent video that I just put up, and that is the facts tell and stories sell thing, where a lot of these MLM participants are so clueless when it comes to marketing. They hear this and they run with it. So they take every story that will invoke any kind of emotion in anyone and tie it to their business, like we're seeing done right here. This story has nothing to do with joining this business. It's giving these people hype, which gives them motivation to think that they can do the same thing that you did and join a company and make any kind of profit whatsoever, whether it's $1 or $1,000. And the likelihood of that happening is so slim. But how they keep getting people is by doing this. They go after the people who are not yet aware of MLM, and they give them all of these stories to invoke the emotion and are so vague about the product, the opportunity, what you're actually going to be able to make, that these people automatically are just like,
Yes, I want to join you on this emotion evoking journey. Let me give you my money and join.
and that's what I see that they are trying to do here, in my opinion, of course.
And so now that was a decade, we've been on this journey for a decade. And she now speaks in sentences. She's thriving. She goes to school. And we're still on the journey though. We're still learning. We're still growing. And so when Jen talked to me about this company, that's really what, in a moment, I was like, this is where I feel aligned. Everything that they stand for, their mission, what Jen stands for and her mission, like, even though it might be a little bit different, what all aligned with me is that we all want to serve other people by sharing this message.
What message?
We have no idea.
What is happening?
No clue, dude.
And I can put my name, I'm like a stickler of what I'll put my name behind, especially with moms out there following me. Like, I'm putting stuff out there that they're going to give their children. I won't put my name behind something unless I fully research it, fully trust it. And when I did the research about this company and the products, that's when I was just like, game over. Non-toxic, third-party tested. That's like unheard of in this industry.
Is it though?
So I'm like, I was sold. So that kind of, I guess in a nutshell, is why I felt very aligned and like it was meant to be.
I love it. I love it. Meg, what about you?
Hello, you guys. So I'm Megan Kozlowski, and it's so funny because Mindy and I signed up, I think within a week of each other at our old company. And then I think within a week over here too. So we're like in this for life, my friend. And I am a certified nutritionist.
If they're talking about hopping from MLM company to MLM company, that's your sign right there that this is a bad idea. That is a trend within multi-level marketing companies because you can only go so far before you cap out and you're like, well, I can't make any more money. Let me go over here to this other MLM where they're going to pay me more and I'll bring my whole team with me and cap out over here and just keep doing it over and over and over again. That's how the MLM hoppers do the thing. They just keep going like the fucking Energizer Bunny.
Keeps going and going and going and going.
Anyway, also, she's a certified nutrition coach. She should know better.
I went into school for nutrition to focus on prevention because my late grandfather had type 2 diabetes, and I was watching him just take the medicine versus changing his diet. It drove me bonkers, right? Because I'm like, this is something you could control with your lifestyle, right? And
that's gross. You just sit down and have a seat. If somebody wants to take medication instead of altering their diet, or if they've all tried to alter their diet and it still didn't work and they had to take the medication, shut up, not your body. Shut up, not your body. I just had to say it again for the people in the back. And I get it. We care about our loved ones. We want to make sure they're okay. At the point where they weren't changing their diet or they weren't taking their medication, then you discuss like,
what the bro? Do something, either take the medication or change your diet.
But if somebody chooses to take medication instead of changing their diet, mind your fucking business and don't bring that story to an opportunity call for a business opportunity. That's weird.
And so I decided to dive fully into nutrition and help people prevent things, right? And when I had the chance to look at another company, I looked into Hugh and Grace and I thought, prevention, everything. Yes, like it has the hormones. I've been so naive about my own hormones as I'm getting older. I've got the nutrition and the lifestyle down and the working out and the stress control, but like my supplements sucked, right? Like it was not something that I would be proud of. And I thought that was like the main thing. And then when I heard Sarah and Ben's story,
Who?
and they talked about having infertility for 14 years. I mean, I didn't know these people.
We don't either.
And I was crying on a Zoom with them because it had hit so deeply with me. Someone who was very focused on eating healthy and working out. I had my own struggles. We struggled with secondary infertility and 2 miscarriages in between my daughter and my son. And so when they started talking about that, I thought, you know what? This is something, like Mindy said, I can stand behind because people come to me asking me about supplements, asking me about what I'm doing. And I know the next focus for me as I'm getting older and with women is hormone health. And so I did the research and I decided to pair with them as well. And I wanted to share with you guys something that I saw the CEO post this weekend on Mother's Day because it hit home with me. Okay. Is that their daughter, Grace, I don't know how old she is. Is she like 6?
Yeah, I would say she's
about that age, right? And so Sarah said, when Hugh asked why we have so many Hugh and Grace products, Grace replied, before I could, so I can have kids when I grow up.
Oh,
that hit so deeply, you guys, because we're not naive, right? There's so much going on in our world.
She quite understood. Grace meant she's set for life because of the money. Because y'all are bringing in the money for Hugh and Grace to be set for life.
I'm rich, bitch!
Not because you're saving the world. I think you misread that story.
Our country is in a crisis with health. And if we can start just slowly swapping things out, but instead of overwhelming people, giving them a blueprint of things that they can slowly swap out. When I talked to Sarah, she said, we offer healthy swaps for people, right? Simple, healthy swaps for what you put in, on, and around your body. And I was like, that's what I need for myself, as well as to give my children, as well as to give other women, so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. So that's one of the reasons that I really went all in over the last 7 months, is because we are setting our children up, our future up.
Yeah, Meg, that is incredible. Wow. And that gave me the chills when you said that about.
I teared up a little bit again, even though I've read it like a million times.
Yes.
She secretly teared up because she's like, you're right. I've given you so much of my money that I've probably paid for your whole entire college tuition by now. Oh my God, these people. They'll see it one day, just like I did. But at least I could look back and laugh at myself too.
And I think we don't realize, including myself, I did not realize that I was leaving my house even after my diagnosis. I didn't change everything right away. But I've learned so much from this company. That's the other thing, is you learn so much about hormone
Knowledge Center
therapy.
is amazing. The
Yeah,
masterclass.
knowledge, master classes, just like so many things. But we leave our house with 168 different chemicals on our body.
That shouldn't be surprising.
Who's ready for some science?
Everything in the world is a chemical. We are chemicals. We are made up of chemicals. Water is a chemical. We have chemicals in our moisturizer. You're gonna leave with chemicals. Just because you have chemicals on your skin, in your body, near you, doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna die from the chemicals. Chemicals is not a scary word. That's like the new carbs. Carbs are not the enemy. Chemicals are also not the enemy. I mean, we have chemicals that could be an enemy, but not all chemicals are created equally. Okay? Okay. Moving on.
And like one of the products, a lot of the products, but body oil, like for example, like what our skin is the largest organ in our body. And when we're putting just like lotions that are loaded with other ingredients that have parabens and phthalates, like that is what can cause disease and wreak havoc in our bodies. And it's just very eye-opening when here, like Meg was saying, it's simple swaps. It's swapping out products that you're already using with products that are safe and won't cause issues. And the other thing really quickly I want to say on that is there's a study that, because sometimes people think, well, I've been doing this forever and ever. Like, what's the point? I'm fine. There is a point. It's called the rain barrel effect. And we all reach a point where that rain barrel starts overflowing. And that's when a diagnosis happens or something else. And so there's a new study, this is a PubMed study. In 28 days, when you remove parabens and phthalates, which is in most of women's products, when you remove those for 28 days, that turns the breast cancer genes off. That's mind-blowing. That's mind-blowing.
Cite your source. I do not have the time to research that right now. If I do while I'm editing, which the likelihood of that happening also not high. There's no source. Where's the source? Where are the studies? There needs to be more than one that show that removing those things from your daily routine turns off the breast cancer gene. Really, send them to my email. My email is in the description. Send the studies. Not just one. Just one study is not sufficient enough to say that it turns off the gene. That is a medical claim on an MLM opportunity call. I fucking hate it here, y'all. I really do. I'm getting frustrated.
Oh, we can tell.
Anyway, okay. We will move on from there, but I want to know quickly, whoever wants to go first is fine. I know both of you are so busy with kids and life and all the things. How do you fit this in? And I love, Meg, how you even said, it's basically you brought it into your home so you can share it with your kids and you can share it with other women. That's basically what we do. But maybe like talk about how whoever wants to take this, how do you fit this into your busy schedule?
I'll go first real quick because my dogs are being good right now, you guys. I have a 16-week-old golden retriever. She's growing like weed. If you go back and watch, oh, my water bottle's blocking her. I'm sorry.
Oh,
There's my little baby. And if Mindy and Jen, when we did like a call a couple months ago, she was like teeny tiny. Here's the thing, you guys, like there is a formula for businesses like this. Okay. You first, right? Your story. So you can ask both Mindy and I what products we love. And I mean, I can't name one because I love them all. I hate that question because I was like, which one can I name? But it starts with your journey first, right? Like you falling in love with the products and what it does for you, right? And then being able to talk from that place. And when we're able to share what it's doing for us, our story, that connects so deeply with people, right? You never have to be salesy or pushy because you're just sharing your story. And if someone decides that it aligns with where they want to go, then they're going to connect with that, right? And that's all it really is, you guys. So fitting it in, I have a 9.5-year-old girl, I have a almost 6-year-old little boy, and then I have 2 dogs, right? And a spouse. And trying to navigate it all, I will tell you, I'm working way less than I was at my other company with this company because it's just so much easier.
Because it's just so much easier. Because I was able to pull my whole team over. I can't. What are we doing? There's a bunch of word salad and emotion evoking going on, and that's it. There's no meat and potatoes to this opportunity call whatsoever.
It's so much simpler to just share about the products because they really are making such a difference in my life. And, cleaning supplies, skincare, supplements, you can share it very easily on your social media or word of mouth when you're out and about with people. I've created just some simple systems. When the puppies are napping, that's when I'm working, right? When the puppies are napping, I'm working. When they're awake, I'm done. When my kids are home from school, I'm done. So this is not the kind of company that you have to be on all the time, right? If you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. Okay. This is the kind of thing that's supposed to give you freedom versus take up your entire life. So when you become part of our team, we share those systems with you so that you can build a business while still having your life.
Well, and if I could chime
Yes,
in real fast, Jen.
please do.
Thank you, sweet girl. That was good, Meg. I loved what you said. When I began this, I just started switching out like this collagen for our collagen. And I just started drinking the hydrate detox in the morning. So it wasn't this big, like, oh, I have to do all, all these things. It was like, okay, like I want magnesium. I want these prebiotics. This is a great way to get it in. I do this anyway, collagen. Oh, I already drink protein. I want a better protein. It wasn't anything like, oh, I had to do all these different things. And then like with the skincare, I didn't do that in the beginning. I did that as I thought I'll give it a shot, honestly thinking there's no way in the world it would be as amazing as it ended up being.
Her glasses are so dirty. Unless it's the filter she's using, I can barely see her eyes. I can't focus on anything right now because I feel like I know her from somewhere and her glasses are so fucking dirty. Anyway, let's hear what else she has to say.
Okay, focus, Mitchell, focus.
And I not only save so much money because I don't buy the bigger stuff that I realize now has all the chemicals and toxins, trying to keep everything, high and tight. I feel like I'm in such a better place with not only my skin, but the way I feel each day and the bloating. I mean, like that is where it starts. And then that's sort of how you share it is in what you do. And I will tell you that a month ago, I just decided I was going to talk to a few more people. And I did that through the month. And I told Jen, I go, Jen, my money doubled this month. And it wasn't, I did all these trainings and I had to go to all these things. I just decided, well, instead of talking to these 2 people a day, I'm going to talk to, 4. And it was like that simple. And I just want to share with you, even if you're remotely thinking about, I just want to start trying it. That's where we all started. Because we wanted to see, did they actually work and are they as clean as they say they are? And are they actually good? Because there's a lot of clean products that, don't seem to work as well. And I want to tell you all that because I think that's a big point. It's not all the things or none. It's you slowly get in and then you do a little more. You're like, oh, I actually love it. And it is very doable because you do products anyway. So it's not like you're adding anything to your life. I hope that makes sense. It's not like you're doing extra. You're already doing these. You just don't do the other products. You do these.
It doesn't make sense. This is so jumbly. What it sounds like is that she is trying to encourage people, even though they've never used the product, to join the company because they all started at not using the product. That makes no sense. You can't join a company and try to sell a product or recruit people to sell a product when you haven't even tried it yourself. How are you credible to tell somebody that you have tried the product and you love it? You have no belief whatsoever in that product other than what somebody else told you. You haven't even touched the damn product yet, but somebody's trying to recruit you to a business. That's a red flag.
I love it. And the other beautiful thing that it made me think about is that I swear all of our products have multiple purposes. Like the night serum, which come in these beautiful glass amber bottles, also works as your under eye. It's not like this 10-step routine that takes an hour before you go to bed. It's again very simple. It's products that work, but it also protects your skin. The body oil can act as a bug repellent. It also is a protective barrier from the toxins in our environment that we don't have control over. The protein powder has Icelandic blue spirulina that has detoxification ability, that is a type of, it's methylated B12 that we can absorb for energy. Those people that have the MTHFR gene mutation, it has the BCAs. Like I could go on and on.
That is so overwhelming for anybody who doesn't have any kind of education behind those things. And somebody who was a doctor and did have the education behind those things knows that you can't drop this information on people that have no idea and assume they're going to understand. You're overwhelming the out of people. And that's another great example of you not knowing how to run a business when you are an MLM boss babe. And also always remember that when people are shilling these things to you and telling you like you have so many chemicals in your home, you want to get rid of the chemicals, you're trading one set of chemicals for a new set of chemicals. Remember, everything is a chemical.
Excuse me, Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Hydrate Detox has pre and probiotic, electrolytes, and glutathione. Like it's multiple purposes for each of these products. Awesome. Mindy, what about you? Wender.
Well, you know what? I just agree with everything. I just want to say one thing, just so you guys get this. Because I kind of was nervous coming into this as well, but it's when you believe in something, like it's really hard to be successful at something, I would say, if you don't use the stuff, if you don't believe in the stuff. But when you really believe and you learn what Jen was just saying, Mindy said, and Meg said, when you learn about the products and what they actually do, it just doesn't even feel like work. If it's like, this just comes so naturally to you, and you can do it in the mom pockets. And like how Meg says, once my kid gets home from school, I'm done. You know, that's what I do too. Wake up early, do it after my workout. Like I just fit it in the little pockets of time, but it doesn't feel like, oh, I have to go to work. Oh, I have to do this, because I just believe in it so much. And I truly take this as I have a responsibility to share this with other moms, with other women. So then there's a ripple effect in their families, for their husbands, for their children's, for their, all the things. So I just feel like once you really you get the knowledge and the belief, you're going to do it naturally.
Yeah. Totally. I was going to say too, Sarah in here has 500 kids. Okay. Not really 500. 200. Share how you do it, because I love how you work this business.
Okay. So I turned my camera off, guys, because I have all this laundry to fold. And I'm like, all right, I don't want to scare people. Like, what the heck is she doing or not seem focused? But I do.
Time freedom in these MLM businesses. You just sit on the floor and Zoom while you fold laundry, because you have to get that opportunity call in so you can recruit to the team, right?
Well, that sounds glorious.
I do want to tell you guys, like, everything they've said. Here, let me get some light here. Everything they've said. But also, I have 4 kids. Also, I have a son, and then I have 3 girls, and almost the 3 girls are all teenagers, and the amount of products they put on. But I think instead of thinking like this is an overhaul, like I think it was Mindy that said it, you have to look at this as, like, we always say simple swaps, but more so, I mean, I'm saving a lot of money. I don't know if, like, do you guys save money now more? Like I do, but that we're just getting back to the basics. Like, the reason we supplement is because our soil isn't as good as it used to be. Like, you go back to Little House on the Prairie, like those people had the magnesium of magnesium in their soil, and we just don't have that anymore, right? Like, what were they putting on their skin? Simple oils. What were they washing their face with? Like, right?
Something else that's also important to think about when you're uneducated, like these women are, is the environment has changed also. So our bodies need more. They need different things. They are lacking different things. They have different things. When you go to school for these types of things, you learn that. But since you haven't, you just think that it's because we've changed our products.
Like, and I love this part, because this is not before and afters. This is wellness. This is health. And I know we're stuck in the day and age of everybody wanting to lose weight, but if you focus on your health and you feel good, I think that's what's so eye-opening. So if you look at this business like, oh my gosh, well, I'm not this and I'm not that and I'm not, you can go that direction. Or you could say, what if it does work out? And I love these products and I share them. Like, I went to my favorite restaurant. And I think that that's like the key to the success of this. Like, I love talking about products. I don't care about the people that don't love me talking about products.
What? So we care about the people, and now you talk about the products, but you don't care about the people. Ma'am, do you hear yourself?
Right? Like when you find your people and you have those conversations and you get those messages in your inbox, then you're like, none of the other stuff matters. None of the other stuff matters. So you can fit this in. If I always say, if I can fit it in, you can fit it in.
That's what she said.
But you can, because if you believe, like they've all said, if you believe in the mission of this, then it's going to be like, it's not going to be like, oh, I have to do this. It's, oh my gosh, I have to share this. Like for me, like when I found out about the body oil being a mosquito repellent, I am going to be a slicked monkey.
What?
Because I could sit next to my husband and he gets nothing and I get attacked and I want to be the commercial for it. Like, I think that's so fascinating, but it is true. I mean, I'm very faith-based and I believe that the products that we have are all clean, natural stuff that's been put on this earth for us to do well.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
I
going to
love
let
it.
go back to my laundry.
Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, but it's just pockets of time, fitting it in, pockets of time throughout the day.
Pockets of time, like when you're folding laundry. Nobody has pockets of time anymore. What are we? Huh? Nobody has pockets of time. The odds that you are listening to my voice right now while you are doing something else, like maybe getting ready for work, showering, working out, falling asleep, unwinding from your day.
How did you know that?
There is not a minute that is not accounted for in many people's lives. There are no pockets of the day for false hope that you might make a couple dollars off of this scheme.
And it's not, it's not anything that's super complicated. And it's just loving the products and sharing what you love. And again, here's the other deal. There's no pressure in this business. You run it however you want. If you want to run with all of us on here, we work this business because we want to, and we use this to basically provide for our families. You don't have to do that. It is up to you where you want to be in this business. We have systems in place and we guide you whichever direction you want to choose. I want to talk about, let's dive into the business a little bit, you guys, and let's just kind of all go back and forth. I want to talk about how this is a modern approach to network marketing. It's not your typical network marketing company like it used to be. This is a modern approach because there's retail. There's a retail piece to it. People build off of line. You don't have to have social media to build and have success in this company, which is incredible. You don't have to build this big team. They set you up to also have success if you decide to go the route of sales. Like some people are like, I don't want to build a team, but I want to do sales. Some people do want to build a team. You get to decide how you want to do it. So there's an affiliate, advocate, and retail piece to it, which is super amazing. Mindy, were you going to say something on that?
That's how most MLMs are changing their compensation plans right now in order to stay in line with the FTC. So nothing groundbreaking here. Most MLMs are going to be switching to this type of model. I think they are close to the quote unquote pancake model that Roberta Blevins refers to, where there's only one level of consultants that you can recruit instead of multiple levels. But most MLMs right now are either switching to that pancake model or just getting rid of recruiting altogether and switching to just affiliate. So it's not unheard of right now within the MLM space.
Or no? Okay, I thought you did. And then the other thing is you can earn 25 to 40% commission, and then you can earn team bonuses if you do decide to build a team. There are monthly growth and consistency bonuses, which can get up to $3,000 a month, depending on where you are in your business. And then there's also quarterly bonuses, which is a percentage of what the company has made, which is also incredible. And these are just extra bonuses. So there's definitely different ways to earn here. What have I missed so far, you guys? I know I have.
No, I think you hit it all. It's so funny when you say that though, Jen, because Jen and I just had a conversation with somebody just yesterday, and we were talking to her about building this business, and she's going to do it her way, what feels right for her. And that is, she doesn't want to build a team. And then I was talking to a girl 2 days ago who really loves the team building side of it. So it's just like, you get to do it your own way. And what I love, and just in case this is like your first call like this, and you haven't like dabbled into anything like this in this industry, you can earn up to 40% commission. That's what Jen just said, like 25 to 40% commission. But I just want to let you know, I've been in this industry for 15 years and the maximum I was able to earn was 25% commission. One of my friends I just was talking to is a huge influencer, right? So she's an affiliate for a bunch of different things. She said the maximum amount that she earns at all these huge companies that she's affiliated with is, I think she said 35%. Ours pays up to 40% commission.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have to have team under you and have active team and be recruiting a certain amount. The people who just do affiliate. They don't have to recruit anybody. It's very easy for them, if they are an influencer with a high following, to get on a story or get on a TikTok and mention a brand. It's totally different. You cannot compare the two. It's apples to oranges. It doesn't matter the percentage because the model is completely different. The way you sell is completely different. The way you approach people is completely different. It is not the same.
And that's what I love. And I always talked with my team. Don't think it's like, I feel like people think that they need to have it all figured out the day they join. You guys, you don't. I had no business background. I had no clue about anything. But like Mindy says, you just get on some of the products, swap some things out, and naturally start talking about it. And that builds. And then you'll get to that 40%, I mean, over time. And that's incredible.
Yeah,
No, it's stupid. It's stupid. You're making this quote unquote investment into a business that you've never even experienced before. You've never experienced their customer service. You've never experienced their product, their shipping, none of it. And you're going to join? You're going to encourage people to join at that point. That alone tells you that you're in it for one thing, and that's the dollar signs. You're not really here to help people like you preach you are. And that's fine, but just admit that. Don't get on an opportunity call and claim that this product has changed your life or products like it have changed your life and you think people should join this team and try it. This is nonsensical bullshit.
Don't listen. I'll go back to when I started something like this too. I was scared to death. I'm like, what am I doing? Who am I even? I'm not certified. You don't need all that. We teach you here. You don't need to have some health certification. We teach you the basics of how to build this business depending on what you want to take.
No, you should need that. You should need that. These are bodies, people's bodies that we're talking about. We get one of those. Oh my God.
Get out of it. Completely up to you. I had no social media. I had no idea what I was doing. I remember my first post. This was even before pictures were on post, and I quickly typed something and I shut my computer. I'm like, who's going to want to hear from me? So just know we all started in this business too, scared and like with those thoughts of what am I even doing? But all four of us can say, if we wouldn't have taken that leap of faith and just gone for it, even though we were scared to death, we would not be here today.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And the other really cool piece about this company is we are having massive growth. I know some of you might be fearful, like, oh my gosh, I hear companies closing and not doing well. Not us. We had, what was it, you guys, like 200% growth or three?
Yes.
It was 300%. And I think that it was 300% growth. I remember Ben saying that on the phone call. Like, that's wild.
Right. And they won awards, like it's the fastest growing, like we're doing so well and we're over that hump of like a brand new like company because it's like we're over the 4-year mark. We're just at it, which, I feel of a startup company. So we're not like a startup, but technically we kind of still are, which is kind of cool because you're here at the beginning of it.
You're not a startup, period. The end. That's all you needed to say. It's not a ground floor opportunity anymore. You guys, the ones that are at the top giving this opportunity call, are the ones that likely got in at the ground floor level. And that's why they're seeing so much success, because they had the opportunity to recruit the most people, likely because they already had teams, because like you heard them all say, they were all in other MLMs in the past.
And we've gotten through the tough stuff. We are like skyrocketing up, which is just a beautiful thing. We have new products coming down. We have a new system. We have Shopify coming. There is so many cool things. There's trips you can earn. We just came back from Puerto Rico, where again, this girl who earned this trip, she did not add one person to her team. She never posted anything on social media. She loved to have home parties. Not that you have to do that. That's not my thing. She loved to do that. And she signed up some retails. She earned the Puerto Rico trip Like, that's possible. We're going to Chicago and Elevate for our yearly event that everybody can go there. Right now, it's the lowest cost ever. A lot of us were able to purchase this for one day only for 100. And they're like, you know what? I don't even want people to have to pay for that. So if they have 3 sales this month, 3, the entire month, we're going to give them $100 cash. Like, the company here wants us to win. They want to see us succeed, and they're incredible, and they just make it easy for us to win. What else?
I want to hit on one more thing that
Please.
it's so important, and it's really not the reason most people might join something like this or start to do it, but I never want to like leave out the community, because these women are amazing, and there's something that we all connect with, whether our lives are the same, whether we're in the same ages or, you know, seasons in life. We all have this deep desire to share this message and this mission. We want as clean of products in our life as possible. We all have our own story with the whole endocrine disrupting thing, whether it was Mindy's story or Meg's story or Jen's diagnosis. My husband unfortunately passed away 5.5 years ago due to cancer, and it just makes you very aware of different things. But I believe it's an amazing God thing, because now the things I pay attention to, because I've watched Jen and her whole journey and we're such close friends and what's happened, I want to share that message and mission, and that those things actually do matter, and everything accumulates over time, both positive and negative. And everyone in this community has this same thought process in their head for, you know, for one reason or another.
This is disgusting. This MLM essentially has nothing to do with people battling cancer or battling health problems or anything like that. This is way too heavy on health claims and making people think that these products can save their fucking lives. This is horseshit. They're most likely selling you snake oil because they're not giving you any sources. If somebody is trying to sell you on a company that has products that do what they are claiming they can do, they are going to cite their sources. They're going to have a PowerPoint of these studies that show all of these things are true. They're not just going to spew bullshit from their mouth and hope you believe them.
And they're amazing women, the kindest women that, I mean, you hear from all week. I mean, even if you don't want to, they blow up your phone. I'm kidding. But there are ways, but there are ways that we kind of do life together within this. And I don't want to neglect to say that, because you guys were hungry for community. What do you call it, Jen? We are in an a loneliness epidemic. And literally, Mindy Lawhorn, thank God you brought that up. How did I forget that? That is the biggest piece of this. We live in a loneliness epidemic. And sometimes it just feels good to be part of something. And that's what you feel here. Well, it's a value that you won't see on a sheet with ingredients in there.
Yeah, but that is not something to build your business off of. That is something to do as an extracurricular. That is something that you want to have on the side to keep you sane. Obviously, you have your work community, right? You have your work people that you maybe hang out with outside of work, but you probably eat lunch together, you gossip in the office, but it's different than your people. Your people are your people. Like, those are the people you go to when you're having a hard day. They know when to check in on you because they know the signs you need to be checked in on. An MLM community that you paid to get into is not going to give you that in most cases. I'm sorry. In fact, in most cases, if you leave the MLM community, the community's not coming with you. Nobody's going to follow you anywhere. Nobody's going to check in on you anymore. Most times when you leave an MLM, that is the harsh reality.
You know, it's something that, like, if you were to come and go to the Chicago event with us, it's gonna blow your mind. Like, Jen and I thought when we went last year to Nashville that they were like making fun of us. They were punking us because everyone was so unbelievably nice. And I kept going, is this for real? But it is. This attracts a different kind of person. And this may exactly be who you are.
And to add to that, just think about your best friend. If your friendship relied on you staying at your current job, if you quit your job, that best friend is gone. That's what these relationships are mostly like in an MLM. My friendship with my real friends shouldn't rely on my income, my YouTube production, my career choices. It shouldn't rely on any of that. If you have a true community that is there to truly support you and what you need in your life.
I want to help others. I want to do the best I can for me. I want cancer never in my house again. I want to be the best mom, and I can't, like, for my boys, but all these women You guys, we are looking for people like this and we want help. We just don't really know where to go. And this is an avenue.
Yes, I love it. Oh my gosh. Literally, I think we could end it there. I want to just say one thing. You literally have nothing to lose. So much to gain. Clean products, friendships, knowledge. You can cancel anytime. There's no monthly fee. You get 25% off of the products and you can cancel literally anytime. Nothing to lose, but so much to gain. Just why not? Why not? It's only $4.
It's $4 this month.
Till the end of this month. Why not? All right, you guys. Any last words, Meg, Mindy, Sarah, anybody? Did we get it all? I think we did.
I just would say, I remember being scared to death after being on a club like this. And I would just say to you, what do you got to lose?
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's $4. It's only going to benefit your life. You're going to have the community piece. You're going to have, and we will teach you that. That's another thing I was scared about. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but like the girls have said, we have literally, Meg, I think you touched on the systems in place. We are there for you. We want you to win. That's another thing about this community, a community of women that actually want you to win. That's priceless, right? So don't worry. We got your back.
Love it. All right. Thanks, you guys. And thank you so much for listening. And we will see you all soon, hopefully on the team.
No, take that $4 that they want you to spend to join their team and go to the Dollar Tree. Get some candy, get some chips, get some cozy socks. Get you something that is going to give you more satisfaction than joining a snake oil multi-level marketing company. Please and thank you. Anyway, as always, thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.